All right, SSR group, as we continue in the Dump the Bob series, this is my second 5-gallon container that I use and I carry in my truck at all times. And I really need to apologize for the last video and probably the next few as we go to, as this is a solo act, so I not only narrate and demonstrate, I also have to shoot the camera as well. So again, 5-gallon bucket that we got from what I call the Bucket Fairy. You can get these 5-gallon buckets pretty much at any restaurant that uses, in this case, it was kosher dill pickles. Some get olives, some get icing. It's a 5-gallon. It's a food grade bucket, and if you find them in the right place, you can get them for free. Like I said, the gamma lids you can get. It's like 6 of them for 50 bucks on Amazon. They come with this ring that snaps on the bucket and that screw-on lid, 5 for 50 bucks. It's about 10 bucks a piece, and I bought a few of them because I use them all the time, and I use them. I feel that they're beneficial. So I popped the top off of this 5-gallon bucket. We're just going to go through and see what's in it. This is just packing paper that we have gotten. Someone sent us something that actually is probably when I was getting the stuff from Creek Stewart. And this is just some of the packing material. It's nothing more than newspaper that was torn up, so I put it in the bag because that's a good fire starter. This one also I carry some foods, anything that is shelf grade, something that doesn't require refrigeration. Dinty Moore is one example. Now, the reason why I use this in particular, I have allergies to wheat, and this does not contain it. It's actually marked on the can, gluten-free for all us lucky souls. So I keep that in here. Yellow rice, can't go wrong with that, and rice and beans. Now, we can get these, usually we buy them at Big Lots. These are $1, this yellow rice. Can't remember if we got them there or at Wally World. But a little bit of water and some heat. You have, this is what you got, it's a good carbohydrate-based meal. That and the Dinty Moore, and you can have yourself a decent meal. Okay, Frontier straw. This is an item I picked up at Walmart. It's very much similar to the Sawyer's, the Life straws, which I also have, and the like. And so I keep one of these. Actually, I keep many of these things. I have a go bag that I carry with me. It has one in it. So a lot of it is back to that redundancy I was talking about earlier, just in case. And we look inside. Now, here's an interesting thought. Many people don't think about it, but hey, you're bored. There's 2 of you. You can at least play cards. Entertainment. Here's some more of that black beans and rice. All right, hat. Now, hat in the wintertime, you want a different kind. Hat in the summertime, you want something like this, because the last thing you want is your ears burnt, your head burnt, because you're out walking around in the sun with nothing on your head. It also, if you hit it with a little bit of camp dry, makes it somewhat water resistant, and in the rain, it'll at least run the water off your head rather than soaking on you and giving you a reason to start to decompensate, because you're starting to just lose your body temperature. You're starting to go hypothermic because you're wet. What else do we have in here? This is my big first aid kit. I'll open it at the end, or I'll open it just to show what's in it at a later date. But that just complements. Actually, this isn't my first aid. This is fire kit that I have. Hold tight. Okay, I'm back. This is the fire kit that I carry. This is a fire rope. It's called Fat Rope Stick, and I'll get you the link to that. It's permeated. It really works well when you're trying to start a fire. You just cut off a little piece of it, rub the fine embers or the fibers open, and it works really well to catch fire. In this, you want to do something really trick? Go get a medicine bottle like this one. You take natural 100% pure cotton balls, Vaseline jelly. You rub it into it and pack it into the bottle. You hit this with you pull one of them out. When you're ready to start a fire, you pull one ball out, or one ball of cotton out. You open it up real flat and thin, lay it on the ground using your flint steel striker, a match, whatever. It catches and burns. It helps to start the fire as well. This is a flint and steel striker that I got through Creek Stewart. I have a small fire kit in this can, which has fat wood in it, and this also has a condensed, well, this is an emergency candle. people. In here, oh, not the candle after all. In here, this is more fire starting material. This is flint and steel. And this is pocket wick. Looks like that same twine, but this is impregnated with wax. All things that you can use to get yourself starting a fire. Especially in cold elements or when temperatures are in the 30 or in the 40s or it's wet, you can lose enough of your core body temperature. You'll start to go hypothermic if you don't start a fire inside 15 or 20 minutes. Back to the bucket. In the bucket here. All right. I'm going to pull a couple of things out. I'll put the camera on hold and I'll show you this here in a second. Okay, I've returned. What you have here, this is from MSR. This is what is known, this is the MR, this is the Whisper International. It is a stove that can be used with white gas, the Coleman fuel, unleaded gasoline like you get from the pump, or kerosene. And when I do the video on stoves, I will demonstrate how this one works. But basically, this is a pumping cylinder here, and it fits down inside one of these bottles. It connects to that cable, or this piece connects to it, and this is your burning piece. There's a couple steps to lighting one of these, but it's actually, I've used this stove a number of times while I've been out at camp. Works very, very well. And I actually have kerosene and gasoline in these two red containers separate. And these are made, these are safety valved ones. They can be carried in a vehicle safely. It's all that fits into this pack here. This pack here. This is the MSR. This is the kit to help rebuild the stoves. And I have two of these stoves that do the same thing. Okay, back into the bucket. Something I got from Creek Stewart is a Pocket Field Guide Book of Lists. You know, it comes to, the crap hits the fan, things start disappearing, gasoline you can't find, and now you're starting to scrounge. In this book, it tells you what kind of places you can go to and the type of items that you can find. Like at a lumber yard, as an example. Pallet wood, nail screws, washers, and the like. Or at the pet store, allergy medication, flea treatments and collars, first aid supplies. You know, these things are things that we can use, not just your pets. If you're going to the hardware store, the kinds of things you can find at the hardware store. You know, this is just giving you a list of things that you can find going into different stores. Now, the reality is none of these stores have a huge storeroom, so once it's gone, it's gone. You know, your commercial, your regular food store. You know, drinking water, that'll be the first to disappear. But I tell you, honestly, I don't think people are all that smart when it comes to stuff to bother worrying about the athlete foot products or ointments. So a good little book I can get, and I'll find out on, if that book is available through Creek Stewart. If so, I'll make sure I post a link. Into the bucket we go. More black beans and rice. Here you go. This is one thing you really want to have. Silverware. It's hard to eat without it. I got those at Wally World. I think I spent $1.50 for all three. For those of you out there, Spam lovers, here's the way to get it. It is single serve. It comes in a foil pack. You can open it, cook it. You can eat it right out of the pack if you need to. Alrighty, this is my first aid kit where I'm not going to open it because it's got all kinds of stuff. And as we look in the bottom, here we go. You're out, you need to find wood. You need to process wood. You have that little axe in the one place, but this is the other thing you have is this. This is a product that I got from Creek Stewart. It is a saw. It folds and it has this little attachment that keeps it from coming back. So if you're going to get a hand saw that you're going to take with you into the woods to cut down small saplings and what, you want one that is going to lock. If it just sits itself open, you're waiting for something to happen bad. And that's, like I said, that's a Creek Stewart item, and I'll find out if that is available through his website. Okay, this is a stove. It takes fuel tablets, which are in here, the little square fuel tablets. This is a military item. I found a friend of mine who was dumping. He had gotten all this stuff when he was in the Marine Corps. He was getting rid of it, and I'm making good use of it. Another form or way of heating or cooking is that. Into the bottom we go. I keep batteries. These are AA. And in here are lighters. Those little mini Bics. I keep a bunch of those because, like I showed you when it came to the that Zippo, it don't work. Last but not least, here you go. Everybody knows what that is. That is toilet paper. You want it just in case. So the work ain't done till the paperwork is done. And then this military cup. This fits on the bottom of a 1-quart canteen. Stainless steel. You want to look for stainless steel. You don't want to heat with aluminum. Aluminum in the diet, if you get it in your system, which a lot of people have gotten it over the years through the many different cooking items that were aluminum. They believe that aluminum is one of the precursors to Alzheimer's and dementia. And last of all, simple pocket knife. Another item that I got through the Creek Stewart Apocra Box program. That if you ever get into it, it's a $50 a month outlay plus shipping, and they send you multiple items. I was in it for a little while, but cost containment reasons, I needed to get out. So these are the things here that I carry in my white bucket. And it's amazing what you can put in that little 5-gallon bucket. We'll talk about that knife on the far end here in a little while. Thank you very much, and see you on the next video.